so
you
much
say
that
that
anyone was directly messing with you. It's just like when you're in the Matrix and running around with your persona, doing whatever it is you do on the Matrix, either like just
you don't want to know.
yeah, whatever it is you do in your personal time, you get the distinct feeling like when you run Matrix perception checks, like nothing ever comes back, but you get like a really jittery feeling that like some strange persona or something is like following you around or like trying to find out what you're doing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a new thing in data trails that you can put onto a device, and basically all it does is constantly scan it to let you know if anybody's hacking it.
Okay. So it's not something I would already have.
No, you
Probably
get
not.
one.
It's like a module or something I'm looking
Okay.
for right now. But that might be worth looking at.
Okay. I thought it was like a program or something that's running that tells you like someone's trying to.
It might be a
Look you up.
Conlink program. I'm trying to
I
find
think it is a program.
So I have every single program.
It just
Not the
came
new
out,
ones.
though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you
Data
won't have it.
Trails is just put together like somebody slept with all the individual pages, and the ones that stuck to them were like how they organized it. It's not very clear and straightforward.
It is an
like
awful
every-
book.
Every other Shadowrun book.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It is an awful book.
Alright, back to the matter at hand. There's like a bunch of things you guys could do. You could like astrally project to see the building. You could just go to the building. I mean, there's
Quick question: is the office and lab two different buildings? Yeah.
they are kind of. One is a subterranean building below the office, and then the office is like above it. If you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
Very symbolic.
The only way to actually reach the lab, from what you can see in the schematics, is by accessing some sort of large-scale, freight elevator at the back of the office.
Okay. I think I want to go see this building with my own eyes. So here's an idea. I know I come up with tend to be shit ideas. Say one of us, most likely Tex, walks in there, asking for a job interview, or something like this, or to use a bathroom. Gets a quick look around, or at least
Text gives you the like most ridiculous look.
Hey.
Hey, secure lab, can I go to your bathroom?
This is the offices, man. Like not like.
Hey, offices of the secure lab, can I
can
go
tell
into
you're
your
an
bathroom?
expert infiltrator.
Yep.
Actually, suppose since you have the blueprints, you can actually just like see the bottom floor. So this is what it looks like anyway on like the outside. Feel free to like go around it. You can't get in anyway because dynamic lighting is blocking you. So.
Well, I like the idea someone had of adding our sins to the list of authorized personnel.
So you want to do that, yeah.
I don't
even
know.
if it's just as a janitor.
Yeah, exactly. But
They probably have maid drones in a secure facility like that, but yeah.
Ah, good, I know this map.
But I mean, I don't know if it's really Knight Errant who's responsible for the security of this place. I don't know if I'm exactly confident in my abilities to set something like that up on the authors.
How about if you're gonna give us authorization, give it as a loading crew, and then we'll try and jack a lorry or something to so we're making a delivery, and then we just basically have the crew in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically load in the crew.
I think, like I mentioned earlier, we should try and find out more information first, because it is all well and good making plans. We are going as loading crew, we go as executives, whatever, but it might not fit narrative of how place actually runs.
Exactly.
Maybe they only get delivery to office building, and lab is completely not able to be accessed.
Yeah.
And I think you will be
lab.
okay, Kix, hacking this place if it is not getting as much support from Evo as I hope, if it is only B-level corp. Because security Knight Errant, that will be nothing to do with the host, so you do not need to worry in that way.
Oh, thanks, Giant. I appreciate your faith.
I got really smart and knowledgeable about world there for a moment. I will now return to stupid man-child mode.
Suddenly, Giant has a flashback.
Come here, Murdock. Take your meds.
No!
I love Giant's epiphanies.
Moment of clarity.
He said that all in Russian though, so you understood none of it.
Warren, I'm gonna have my language filter set to Russian, so I'm having to spend extra time translating everything that everyone says, because everything I'm getting right now is Russian as I try to learn the language.
Alright.
So if anyone talks to Tex, it literally takes him a minute to figure out what you're saying to him.
Would it be ridiculous to try to search the Matrix at large for any kind of people who would ship things to this genome research lab, equipment?
I mean,
and
you could
stuff?
search for perhaps they have contract out with company to ship them. We
Right.
find out what kind of things this company ships. Maybe
Exactly.
it provides us link.
Is that something that's possible? Just to look for any mention of deliveries and shipments to Genome.
You can try to, but word of mouth, things like that are harder to find publicly, okay? So
Sure.
you will need to roll very well to get any sort of details like that. But yeah, you can try.
Sure. I mean, I'm guessing this is not public information, but
Yeah,
I
generally,
don't know how
the
good I am.
financial dealings of companies and how they interact or deliver with each other is something they hide to a great degree. So
The best way to get a shipping schedule or something would be to actually hack the host on which that shipping schedule is located and just copy it directly.
Right, but to find out which company would be shipping to Genome in the first place, so that then I could go to their host and look for their schedules and past deliveries and stuff.
Easiest way to do that would probably be to just case out the place and see who shows up with the deliveries.
Okay, yeah.
Who
Who wants to go on a stakeout?
I can send
Maybe you could
supplies close.
maybe you could throw a ping at their host just to see what kind of strength we're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if it doesn't work, no repercussion.
Mm-hmm. Pin.
Okay. So there's a public host.
She's looking for the secret hidden house.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you want to see if there is a secret hidden host, then you're going to have to make a matrix perception. So
Yes, if there's a secret hidden host. If.
yeah, if.
I'm sure the underground lab has no secret host, Aaron. That's absurd.
Why would it?
They keep all their documents on paper.
Of course.
Tex, do you want to assist me? Or
So 30 seconds later, you get back the Russian word for yes.
duh.
Duh.
Seriously,
Yep.
It takes that long to find da. Right.
The Giant just arches an eyebrow as he looks at Tex.
Well, I had to look up what she was saying,
Yeah.
She gave
Yeah.
me a sentence.
Makes
So he
sense.
spent 30 seconds looking up the sentence, and he's like, duh.
So computer plus intuition.
+3.
Wow.
I presume you're in hot sim and all that crap. Right?
Yeah. Oh, does that come? Does that come into play here?
Are you running silent?
Yeah, running silence would cancel out a hot sim, wouldn't it?
It would.
So you'd be on a -2 overall because on different host. Blah blah blah. So
Okay, so it's really just a +1.
Well, you wouldn't have to run silent yet because you're just looking for their host. You just have to run silent if you're going into it.
yeah, I mean it's up
True.
to you if you want to run
Unless
all
you're
the time or not.
super paranoid.
Yeah.
I'm a little super paranoid, but I mean, this is just a hello answer, so it should be fine, yeah.
It'll just be flat then, overall.
Not +3?
+3.
Because
Yeah.
Aaron's
Why would it be-
assistance.
Oh yeah, sorry, Aaron assist. Yeah, my bad. Fucking hell, Aaron. 6 rolls gets through. Continues your insanity.
Nice.
Score!
Wow, there's
She
some
shoots,
insanity.
she scores.
Yeah. All right. Let me just.
What's your data processing limit?
7, I believe. I can double check that.
Did you almost die last mission, Tex? You don't appear to have a health bar for me.
I
When we-
used all my edge.
Oh.
Health bars go up in this, not down.
Oh.
Yeah, because you gain wounds rather than lose them. If you know what I mean.
How many days has it been since the end of our last mission, Warren?
It's been 1 day since the end of your last mission.
Okay, so I'd get 1 edge back.
Yeah.
My data rating is 3.
No, you can shuffle your stats
You can
at will.
shuffle your
Okay,
stuff.
well, then my maximum one is 5, and then like the device rating is 2. So
Okay,
seven.
You get like a +1 or 2 from a program to data processing, so I think it's 6.
And +1 for an assist.
Oh, that's correct. So it's 7.
And yeah, and does what's it?
So you do just about find another host, okay? This host in the Matrix displays itself as a much smaller bubble below the physical public host, and it is clearly a whole different beast altogether, if you know what I mean. Like, even just looking at it passively right now, you can tell it is very much industrial. It's for heavy data usage. It's clearly heavily protected. Well, not heavily protected, but it's protected to a much larger degree than a public visible host. Okay, so it's a different beast altogether just by looking at it. It's very clinical. It's very, it's got all the, your experience at this stage enough to know that it's got all the hallmarks of a corp host of some kind. Okay.
Can she ask it any questions?
She can ask it one question. Yeah.
Yeah, rating.
It is rating 7.
Don't know how for Matrix shit, but it should be mess around with a rating 7 host.
How much edge do you have, Kix?
I believe I have 4.
Yeah, you can probably mess around in there, but you'll want to do everything at one time, because you're going to use probably all your edge.
Welcome to being a decker.
Bye, Edge.
Because it's going to roll probably about as many dice, or maybe even a little bit more than you, so about half of your actions will fail, right? So as long as you can get your Matrix shit down to like 8 actions, you'll be able to edge everything that you fail on, most likely.
Like post-edge, or...
Probably pre-edge. In a great many ways.
Pre-edge is... You've got a fair bit of edge, so...
Yeah, it generally depends, like on what your edges and what your dice pools are.
You pre-edge, then post, if you look up.
No.
So pre-edge is just adding like my total edge to the roll that I'm doing.
Yeah, and any 6s you get, you reroll again until they stop being 6s, basically.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, if you have a little bit smaller dice pool, that becomes much better. Because like, let's say your dice pool is like 5 dice or something, well, you'd like double your dice pool. But if you have a ridiculously massive dice pool and you have a really high limit, then re-rolling failures is generally better.
Okay.
Pre-edging is basically making something that would probably be impossible to you at least like a decent chance, if you know what I mean.
And yeah, if I'm gonna be diving into this host, then I'm gonna run silent. And do I have psych? I think I have some psych left.
You'll need to get a mark on it before all that.
Oddly enough, it's sneakier to not run silent in a host.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense, because they'd be looking for people who are running silent, wouldn't they?
Exactly, and they automatically know that there's somebody running silent by doing a matrix perception test. So the standard MO for being sneaky in a host is to go in with your icon wrapped to look like the icons of the other people that would normally be in that host. And then if a probe ice or a patrol ice ever starts looking at you and like noticing that you shouldn't actually be there, because they're gonna matrix perception you and ask what your Overwatch score is, because they know only hackers have Overwatch scores, then you flip to running silent and hide from them.
Okay. And that's, I guess, what the program wrapper is for, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Make you look like a scientist guy accessing the host.
I'm no longer a pink unicorn with wings. I am a scientist with
Also,
wings.
it'll take longer for them, the way Aaron's describing, to actually even get to the point where they will start, actually finding you or looking for perception checks, because if you're pretending to be one of them and no one's running silent, they'll presume, first of all, everyone is like a scientist or a worker or whatever, and, there'll be so many minutes where a bunch of these programs, these watcher programs he described, will go around, like, checking everyone and every file and things like that, and there'll be so many more minutes before they actually get to the point where they might reach you, if you know what I mean, and then start questioning you, basically.
Cool. I like the way that works. Well, I'll take my psych now, my last hit of psych. Just,
Good luck.
yeah.
Trust me, you'll need it.
Yeah, my hooves are sweaty.
Look
I'd
at
be-
my hooves.
I'd be happy to assist you get your first mark on the host there, Kix, if you'd
Yeah,
like.
yes, please. It's gonna be a team effort.
So I guess hack on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I might not actually have hacking. I have computer, but not hacking. Sorry. I don't think you can default that. So sorry, can't assist
Okay,
you.
Yeah, you
okay,
can't.
that's fine.
So it's
Okay,
hacking plus logic.
right. And +2 for hacking on the fly specialization. Hot sim cancels out different grid. Pre-edge
You also have +2 to logic tests, I believe.
from the psych
No, from your
From
quality.
from equality.
Analytical
this-
mind.
Right, that's the one I was trying to remember the name of.
Yep.
And do you have Code Slinger?
I think I do have Code Slinger, don't I? Let me look.
If you
There's
have
so
every
many
of the original
things.
program, you will.
No,
have
I
it.
don't have.
Alright.
I
No,
have
coasting is
Overclocker.
equality.
Oh, it's equality. Okay, I thought it was the program you were talking about.
Yeah, I just have Analytical Mind and Overclocker.
Okay, well, go ahead and make your roll whenever.
Yeah, I was trying to add up all my modifiers, and I lost track where I was. +2 for specialization, +2 for Analytical Mind, +1 for Psych, and then +4 for pre-edging.
+2 for Hot Sim.
Yeah, but that's cancelled out by being on a different grid, I think.
You are on a different grid, yes.
So it's like +7 overall.
4, 2, 3. 4 analytical mind is 2. Get 4 for pre-edging 6, and then what was the one extra you're getting? The psych.
Psych.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 7 sounds about right.
And 3 more dice for 6s.
Woo.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, roll 3 more dice for the 6s.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you gain a mark.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you can just enter the host as a nothing action basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's actually complex if you're in combat. But yeah, you just enter the host. Okay, so you enter into the host, and it is definitely a corp host. Straight off the mark, you can tell that immediately. It essentially is on the inside. What it visually looks like to you is basically what you would imagine like a scientific academy is, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Basically, like literally, it's basically just like the epitome of the ivory tower, if you know what I mean. It physically looks like the walls are, made of, pure white. There's like literally scientific descriptions, moving along the walls. Each room is like a laboratory that contains different, vials and Bunsen burners that seem to be, indicators of files and things like that. And it's basically just a giant, like, sort of medical laboratory, essentially.
Wow.
That's what it looks like, anyway. What it is
Right.
just
Full of stars.
what it is literally just like a server. So
Yeah. But I mean, I like the effort they put in. You gotta appreciate these things. What do I do with a mark? I forget.
well, I guess these guys could advise you on what to do, but like
Yeah.
you're obviously here to look for something or to do whatever. So
Yeah.
You're trying to hack it to ask it questions, right? Or
I don't know if I have.
you have one
Question-
mark on it.
yeah.
So well, I mean, these guys can give you suggestions about what you want to do. So.
Mhm.
You could just go into the host and do matrix perceptions and just see what you can find in the host.
Oh yeah, like see what icons are there.
Yeah, once you've got a mark on the host, that lets you enter it, so you'll be able to see the whole setup of the place.
Yeah, she's inside it now, so she can like do whatever she wants when she's inside it. So
And Tex can use his computer to assist me with matrix perception. Yeah.
he is not in the host.
Okay, so he can't do that. All right.
Yeah.
No problem. This isn't something I want to pre-edge, is it?
No.
I'm actually curious. Technically, Could she slave your comlink text to her cyberdeck, then give you a mark on her cyberdeck or whatever, and then through that
can't
you
share
could gain
marks.
access? Oh, right, yeah.
You can't share marks, and also it's never answered if you can slave to something that's created a persona.
Yep, Shadowrun with its ambiguous shit. Alright.
Because yeah, that begs the question: can you slave a deck to a rating 7 comlink and then use the comlink's data processing, firewall, and device rating to protect your deck?
Yeah. Alright, well
Probably
anyway.
a no.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, what do you want to do? Matrix Perception to see what you can find, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm not sure, is this something I want to pre-edge or just don't bother asking the peanut gallery?
No, there's no penalty for doing data processing actions. You can just throw these and ask for, like, okay, what's that file system, what's that file system, and find something useful.
There's no penalty physically, but the only penalty as such is it costs you time. And as I said, there are, like, you can, like, physically see them. Well, you probably will, like, straight away. Let me just... You do know, because you're a decker, that there is, like, the programs that, as Aaron said, called ICE, which are basically walking around... the only ones that will be active right now are basically, like, the watchdog versions, which will go around just essentially checking everything that's going through it, like an antivirus program, looking for anyone that's fucking with it, basically. And it'll be so many minutes before it actually, like, starts to, like, actively look at you, basically. Okay, so it tries to resist. Yep. It blocks any attempt for you to look at anything. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't roll very well.
Doesn't cost you anything except time, like I said.
Yeah, I can just try again.
And time in the Matrix goes by very, very slowly comparatively to the real world. Well, very fast comparatively to the real world. So, like, literally that took you less than a few nanoseconds, so... Blocks you again.
You do.
It's not so
does
much
that-
blocking you as in, like, the best way I could describe it is the architecture of the host is deliberately confusing to people who do not understand it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Are you missing out any stats because of the psych and stuff or not?
No, I put a +1 for psych.
Yeah.
But I didn't put anything else, because I don't know.
Well, does it use... no, it uses intuition, it doesn't use logic or anything, so... No, that seems right. So yeah, it blocks you again.
Okay, yeah. One more time.
Blocks you again.
Say clamps next time.
You can ask it one question.
Oh. Suggestions?
Okay, what do we need? So much stuff.
How can I phrase this question to know everything?
Yeah.
List of staff members, yeah.
What's the life?
Okay, so we
meaning of
basically,
everything?
like, I'm guessing, Warren, in terms of what she's seeing, there's lots of, like,
Yeah.
persona icons for scientists and, like, file system icons all over the place,
Well,
right?
since you succeeded, I'll describe basically what you see. You do see a number of those tracking programs, is the best way to describe them, that I told you about before, Bermuda. Essentially, what they look like in this is, I shit you not, they look like molecules basically going around and sniffing people, is the best way to describe it. They, like, throw their electrons at people. The electrons fly around like icons and then come back, and that's basically their way of scanning people. Okay.
Nerds.
Besides that, you see there's literally like thousands of rooms, and you can zoom by them and like see everything interesting. Some of them are clearly, file servers. Others are, they control machinery for lab equipment. Other personas are the personas of clearly like workers inside the building. Some of them are most definitely scientists of one kind or another. It seems the scientists have labeled themselves by the periodic table. So there's a scientist called hydrogen, there's a scientist called germanium, there's a scientist called Einsteinium, and all these other things. And they seem to be like the public personas of the scientists working below. There are also a number of other icons, which are definitely not scientists, definitely not abstract programs of any kind, but they seem to have taken on the persona of quarks, as in the subatomic element, subatomic particle quark, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not exactly sure what they are, but they're definitely not scientists or machines or file servers or anything like that. Okay.
Just don't know what they are, huh?
Yeah, and you can ask a question of anything you want.
I could ask what the quarks are.
Yeah, you could ask. You could ask what the quarks are, but the information they give you back might not be like super detailed. But yeah, you could ask what the quarks are.
Well, because it's an icon that represents something. So
maybe ask about one of them. Something that might be better if you ask specifically.
You could just
you
can
do
whatever
so?
you want. It's totally up to you.
Anyone else?
I'd say either ask what the quarks are in general, or we're not really getting any clues to what file systems are, so asking for a random file system probably isn't going to get us shit. So quarks sound good to me.
Oh, the file systems looked like DNA helixes, by the way.
Yeah, I would just ask this general class of icons.
Okay, so the quark, it literally only returns the word personnel to you.
Okay.
So the quarks are personnel. It doesn't mention what these personnel are, but they're personnel.
They don't want you to know. That's all I need to know.
Would it be security personnel?
Probably. That's my guess.
So does each different type of quark symbolize a different subcategory?
All the quarks are identical, bar one, which looks like a slightly different subatomic particle. You got enough to know how many of the quarks there are, so I can tell you how many there are if you're interested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute to physically count them.
Can you tell us the strangeness of each quark?
What's that, Ollie?
Tell us the strangeness of each quark.
There are 13 of the identical quarks and one of the non-identical quarks, which seems to be more elaborate. So 14 quarks altogether, whatever the quarks are.
Okay.
Are they up, down, strange?
Just because where they are on the matrix doesn't indicate where they are physically, so...
He was making
but up quarks
I
and down
know.
quarks.
Physics. Fucking Ollie.
They just discovered a new quark.
A pentaquark, apparently.
Pentaquark, yeah. They made it in the LHC.
We'll go ahead and say he's the pentaquark.
Ooh, you touched my tra-la-la.
After all this nerd shit, Giant attacks the building solo and dives through the front door.
Wait, he doesn't actually authorize her to come along with this?
No. Fuck this nerd shit.
Alright.
As for the elements, which indicate the scientists, there are one...
Which one is unobtainium?
Who has the tag Americanium or whatever the fuck it is?
Americanium.
Yeah, it's
There are 25 elements, and they go from one being hydrogen to whatever the 25th element is.
Should know this.
Yeah, so germanium probably isn't in there, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
you get
it's
the idea.
not.
You get the idea.
Might be iron.
Lead.
I'm running off assumption here, but I'm guessing 13 Knights Errant officers, 1 Knights Errant lieutenant, and then 25 scientists. So I'm assuming these logos
25 is magnesium.
Yep.
Okay.
Or no, manganese.
Okay, yeah,
manganese.
so hacking any of their symbols ain't gonna... Symbols? What the fuck am I on about? Personas isn't gonna give us very much.
No.
So we still need to go after something that's gonna give us an in to the building,
Turn off
so...
all of their guns.
They're just... We're not there, though, so they just reboot them, and then when we arrive, we're fucked.
Well, she could just search for, like, an authorized personnel list.
Yeah, or...
Add us to that list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, authorized lab personnel, that'd be a good thing to search for.
I'm guessing that the most important... Depending how they did this, if they just literally named one scientist, your hydrogen, your helium, or if they ranked it on importance, the head scientist would be Carbon, I guess.
I will kill you. I will kill you, she. Very, very slowly.
That's not true, that's just out of game.
Ollie, I will come out of Shadowrun and I will find you.
You have a
Okay.
particular set of skills.
Make sure you live until year 2075. So...
Possible.
So yeah, maybe look for the authorized personnel.
Yes,
shit.
I'd like to. That's just, Matrix perception. isn't it?
Same checks again, yeah.
Maybe this one I pre-edge just to find it. What do you think, guys?
I'd say wouldn't spend edge on perception actions until
Okay.
it looks like the tracer dude's getting close.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like Warren said, each one of these is literally like a couple of nanoseconds.
Yeah, the
Oh,
only thing it costs you is
Nice.
time. So, yeah, you find it and you can ask 2 questions.
Yeah, a list of authorized personnel, please.
Okay, so it zooms you to a list of authorized personnel. Well, not so much authorized personnel, as the only thing you can really find is current scientists, basically currently working here. Essentially, you can't find any mention of security personnel anywhere.
No. But I mean, we probably send people in as scientists, posing as scientists. I
Yeah,
think.
so you can ask 1 question of the list of scientists if you want.
Okay.
Dinner enough sick.
I'm thinking to ask like their work schedule, so you don't show up at the same time as like the actual person is there or something. But I don't know if you guys think that's a good idea. Like a certain name of a certain scientist. Like you don't want to show up there. No, I'm Bill Murray or whatever. No, I am.
Well,
Yes.
Cosby.
He's a scientist.
Well, I think we'll want to insert our fake ins onto the system rather than trying to supersede one of theirs. Because then when we turn up, it might ask, scan your authorized ID card, and then we don't have Joe Blogs or whatever it is sin to use.
Okay. But would
So wait, so we just try and add our name to it instead of like asking it a question? Is that something we can do?
Well, if we've got
That
one more
would be
question,
hacking and manipulating it.
Yeah, you'd
rather
have to
than
get a
asking
mark
questions.
and
Yeah.
edit the file.
I mean, yeah, the question thing is just like a little bit of information you can get. It's not going to be that useful. You can just ask like, how many scientists are on your list, or ask for one of their names or something. But you're going to hack it and then copy it. So.
There's like 25 of them. So.
We should ask a name just in case, so we can say this person knows us or something.
But yeah, when you hack it, you'll be able to copy it if you want. So you could just you'll be able to get a lot more information from hacking. So.
Well, I'll use this question just to get one name of a male scientist. Just
Go
one
for Carbon.
name.
Do it.
Who is Carbon? Then who was Carbon?
Okay, Carbon is
numbered.
listed as the first. Okay, and the name of the scientist is Martin Sindri.
Yay!
Does anyone have a nerd knowledge skill they could roll? See if they know who the fuck that is.
That's his name.
Can't we just do what do you call it? Net search. Google it.
Well,
Yeah, just Google him.
yeah, I mean that would be Kix, and Kix is currently hacking.
Alright.
When she stops hacking.
Yeah, it was just on the off chance anyone.
Could text Google him whilst Kix is busy, just to see if he comes up with anything.
I don't want to go on the Matrix Googling the names of people who are on a secret labs
Nope.
personnel list. Texas in a Texas accent.
Okay, so
Thought you were speaking Russian, Doug.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he spends literally like 10 minutes figuring out the phrasing, and then comes back and says it in Russian and asks Giant, "How did I do?"
You make mockery of my mother tongue. I can take your head. Draw my katana. No.
alright.
It was
so-
good. It was good. You're coming along nicely.
You
Needs more
insulted the
vodka.
motherland.
Okay, so can I try to get a mark on this file so then I can change it?
You want to copy the file, yes?
I want to modify
Or you want
it.
to edit the file, okay. Well, then you'll need to get a mark on it, yes.
Yeah, so I said, can I get a mark on this file so I can modify it?
Yeah, so hack on the fly then if you're going to do it stealthily. Or you can brute force it or do whatever the hell you want to.
Yeah, no, I think hack on the fly is my best.
It's your best.
Yeah, and you probably
And
use an
pre-edge,
edge.
yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Only 1/6. This is abysmal.
Oh shit.
Keep exploding.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's...
yeah, you can roll one more 6. Because you pre-edged.
Yeah, but I'm not optimistic. Ugh.
Oh shit.
Okay, so access denied.
Yeah.
Get out!
Access denied. Root operator not recognized. Please repeat, etc.
Well, you can just drop to running silent. You can just drop to running silent and then try again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the second you did that, every single watcher thing in the place that was running around stopped whatever the fuck it was doing and started speeding toward you. So
Yeah. Time to go
The host
silent.
has a mark on you. Get out.
You sure it has a mark on me?
Yeah,
It
because you
does.
Yes.
failed a hacking or a
Okay.
sleaze action.
Alright. So just unplug then?
You basically want to reboot your deck.
Yeah, alright then.
okay, so do you want to spend one complex action to like exit the host then?
Yeah.
Or you
Okay.
could erase mark on yourself and then try to hide, but you're gonna have these ice looking for you the entire time.
Yeah, I'm just done. Sorry guys.
Okay,
Could you
so
not just reboot and then try it all again?
well, they now know someone was attempting to fuck with it, so they'll probably be on like, super aware for fuckery mode. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next couple of hours. Okay, so you exit the host and drop out so you don't suffer dump shock by like literally pulling yourself out. But yep, that's everything you could learn.
Whew.
Well, we have a name. Maybe we could look into that. Yeah, open up avenues. You never know.
Yeah, and let's not forget about staking the place out and just looking for deliveries and
I still
trying to...
think our best chance is to Google this guy's name. I'll get something.
You go ahead.
I can't use computers. You're only Googling something. It can't be that dangerous, right?
Well, Tex didn't want to do it, and I'm done.
I was Googling myself earlier.
Not that or not.
It went everywhere.
He won.
Could just run silent while you do magic search. It'll be much safer. Oh shit, wait, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I take it back.
We just don't know like how secret, those scientists' names are, right? So if you start Googling and searching for their names, some of the hits that you find can be essentially honeypots that are set up by that secret lab. And when people start clicking on those links, they know that, you're searching for that guy's shit and it alerts them.
Yeah, that is worst case scenario though. He could literally just be a listed scientist.
Yeah.
That's true. We just don't know.
Go
It'd
ahead
really
and
be like
make
that
it if you want to.
high-tech, if that, they'd
We
do that.
could, if we are paranoid
Ollie,
about
I still
Matrix,
think
we
you
could go
haven't-
through contacts.
I still think you haven't got the idea about Shadowrun. You're living in a
Yep.
world where megacorps have more money than anyone ever imagined was possible and use almost all of it to complete diabolical plans. What do you think is
Okay.
going to go?
So yes, they would have that shit set up.
Does anyone know anyone who would have knowledge of scientific community?
Who has the highest logic?
Probably Kicks.
Kicks us 6.
Well,
You can-
I was meaning contacts, but yes.
Oh. I wonder if
Yeah.
Thaddeus would actually. I mean, he's a mechanical engineer. That's kind of nerdy.
Yeah, and he sees us as friends in terms of loyalty, so he probably wouldn't sell us out.
I think he's our biggest nerd. At least on my
Engineers
contact
aren't
list.
scientists, though,
But they are nerds.
okay.
They'll fall into one the big spear.
That makes me feel so good as a computer programmer.
I know plenty of engineers, and they're all nerds. So.
Then again, I GM like fucking 8 games of shit and play video games like crazy. So yeah, I guess I'm
They
okay.
may not have any professional connection, but they may have met each other at Comic-Con one year or something.
They frequent the same Futa website.
Can you imagine how fucked up Comic Con would be in Shadowrun? Like
Oh,
the
Jesus
cosplay
Christ.
would be unreal.
Actual cat girls everywhere.
Yeah, there's actual cat girls now.
Yep.
Wow.
So yes, I think we should call Thaddeus. Except not me, because I am stupid.
Facts.
So you guys call him Thaddeus then?
Yeah, I guess Tex is calling us.
You gonna call him Tex?
Yeah, I'll make the call.
Are you gonna speak
In
Russian?
in Russian, yeah.
He doesn't speak Russian.
All right, I'll momentarily turn off the Russian filter. I mean, I still have
Okay.
it going, but I'll speak English.
Alright. Okay, so roll your edge to see if he's there. Because people have lives and he may not actually be available.
Isn't it
Isn't
2d6?
it 2d6?
And you've got to roll that connection or...
Oh, yes, you're actually right.
Fire.
I totally forgot about that rule, yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so he's there. Sorry. My bad. Totally forgot that rule even existed. Alright, so your comlink rings for maybe, 8 rings, conveniently enough, and then, you get a very groggy sort of dwarf on the other end, and he goes, "Oh, this is Thaddeus."
Hey Thaddeus, it's Tex. How you been?
He just sort of sighs for a moment, and then you can hear him taking a swig of something else, and he just goes, "Same old. Haven't heard from you in a while. What are you and the other crazies up to?"
Oh, the life of a Shadowrunner. Very boring, but we're trying to track down a nerd, and I thought maybe
He doesn't know whether to be insulted or like.
you're sort of the only person I know that I would describe as smart, and so I thought maybe you might have heard of him. And then I passed along the name. Was it Michael Sidney?
Martin Sindri.
So how hard does Kix, kick Tex when he says Thaddeus is the only person he knows?
That
Do
he
we describe
considers
as
smart. So where do you want the horseshoe imprint? In your chest, in your cheek, in your butt?
You get a text that says, "Hey, I'm just placating him."
Do I need to roll for did you just call me dumb?
Yes, actually. Yes. This is the perfect fucking moment. Do it.
Oh, how do I do that again?
It's actually in the rules. Where is it? Because that's fucking amazing for this moment. I totally forgot you even had that.
Run faster 154.
What is it? Just composure, or does he have a specific thing that he doesn't like people call him stupid?
Maybe composure, but I can't remember specifically. But yeah, he has this negative
He's
quality.
sensitive. He's a sensitive troll.
Yeah, he's basically like he doesn't take any he hates being called dumb or
Yeah.
diminished in any ways or
Even
demeaned.
though
or
his
whatever.
logic is probably 2.
Oh no, it just means any glitch rolled by this character on a social test always counts as a
Oh,
critical
yeah.
glitch.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, never mind. You're all right.
Hmm.
I'll just say the Firehead is annoyed, as he always is. So.
Yeah.
His nostrils flare.
I mean, he's got a 1 in charisma. Go on.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Alright.
like people. Oh shit. I
So
accidentally clicked.
Thaddeus thinks for a moment. So let me roll to see if he actually even knows this guy. You lucky fucks. Alright, so he, scratches his beard for a moment and you can hear it over the comm link and he goes, "Sindri? May have heard of him." Yeah, exactly like that. May have heard of the guy. Not really my field, but I know he's given a few pretty interesting talks. I wouldn't say he's well known in the scientific community, but he's had some outspoken ideals, to say the least. Some pretty crazy stuff. He's kind of treated as a half and half, so to speak, in the scientific community. Half that being that half the scientific community laughs at him whenever he gets up to present a paper, and the other half thinks he's a mad scientist. So, don't really know much more about him besides that. It was a big scare a few years ago, where he put forward a rather radical paper which prescribed the implanting of various animal paracritter, I think, organs into the bodies of humans that didn't go over quite so well through ethics boards. But I don't think anyone's really heard from him since then. I never met the man in person or anything. I just read some science journals, and he happened to be in them.
Is he making, like, gene seeds?
He did his doctorate in gene splicing, so go figure.
Yeah, he's taking organs of awakened animals and stuffing them inside you.
Yeah.
He's trying to make space marines, yeah.
Well, Emperor's children more specifically, right?
That's all Thaddeus knows about him. He says, well, I mean, like, that's all I know about him. Thanks for calling me. And then he just sort of looks at his phone and says, at like 4:30 in the morning, I'd rather you didn't do that again.
Well, at the time.
I mean, he like literally scratches his beard and goes again and says, you do realize, like, Matrix Search was something they invented in the 1990s, right?
I think it's the middle of the day.
Well, I don't know when it is, but he was busy. You literally called him up to do a Matrix Search. What the fuck?
Because people were scared, apparently. So
we didn't want to do a Matrix Search. We wanted to...
Because now when the HDR shows up and black bags someone, it's him, not us.
Yeah.
He didn't even search for him. This is what he just knew abstract. So.
That's why we, wanted to do it.
Yeah. You guys are, like, super paranoid. He's a publicly published, like, fucking scientist. They're not gonna... Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I guess paranoia is the better part of discretion.
The average
Shadowrun,
lifespan
like,
of a Shadowrunner is
to be
7
paranoid.
weeks.
Yeah.
Right, we know who man is then, but sadly does not give us way into lab. Although we kind of know what kind of weird dreck they are up to.
maybe if Tex has his ability to change his face and appearance, right? Maybe we can find his address listed somewhere on the net.
Go up to him, pretend to be long lost brother.
Are you gonna call Thaddeus
Yes,
up and ask
please.
him where he lives now?
I'm just saying, like, look him up on the internet and try and find where he lives, and then try and take his sin, and
Well, we're
going that
casing
way.
out the lab, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're not actually there now. Right now.
No, you're not. You're not actually at the lab right now. You guys are still in Kix and she's old apartment, and you're doing all this Matrix shit. Like, I showed you this building because you already have the blueprints, so you know what it looks like on the outside anyway.
So we could just go case out the place, and if he works there, he's likely to show up.
Can you case it astrally as well?
I can try.
He can only be out of his body for so many hours. So, Amber can only be out of her body for so many hours before she literally starts to die. So,
I mean, just like
Maybe, what's the equivalent of FedEx Shadowrun world? Because Tex could pretend to be a fucking FedEx guy. A package for delivery just to get in the office and get eyes on. And then maybe he could spot someone whose face he could steal.
if
Or
there's a
voice he could
reception,
imitate.
surely you could just walk in there, ask like a random question or something. Like ask for.
Yeah, but
directions.
he needs a reason to be in there. He can't be like, I walk into a random corporate office building just to ask if I can use their toilet. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, what about
No one
directions?
does that.
Yeah, it's in like a secluded industrial fucking district. It's like, yeah, my car broke down like half a mile from here, and I had to pee, so I walked for 10 minutes into your secret lab.
Say you're trying to find like the near fucking I don't know like a factory near here like.
Do you know where the nearest Taco Bell is?
Dress up like a Girl Scout selling cookies.
I think my suggestion would work. Pretend to be a courier.
Yeah, but surely that.
apparently,
scheduled.
apparently FedEx still exists in Shadowrun.
Yeah.
So I have a courier who has a package for Martin Sindri.
There you go.
Sure,
And it's
you can
these
attempt
other
to do that. Yeah.
dudes. It's a package full of dudes.
Half these dudes, they're the package. I hear he's into some kinky shit.
Actually, we might be able to pass that off because the guy does weird fucking experiments with metahumans.
I don't
wish there
think he
was,
gets
like,
FedEx deliveries of many humans.
Of course he does. FedEx went evil.
You know, oh, this
In
would
the
be so
sixth
great.
world.
If there was like a spell in Shadowrun that let you shrink people, and you just put all of us in a little paper envelope.
Can you FedEx him a doll?
That could be
Oh.
interesting.
I'm sure
Send
you
him a
could,
fucking
but
possessed spirit.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
have some sort of screening process, and they'll probably ask him, "Hey, Dr. Sindri, did you order a weird ass doll?" And he'll go, "No," and then they'll incinerate it or something.
Yeah, so like, what
Full
are we
edge.
going to give him? Just an empty bag?
Does Michael Sindri
We-
have any relatives, like children?
Do you want to Matrix
Does he
search
have any
him?
potential orphans?
Can
Do
we
you want-
actually just like Google
You
him?
literally only know what Thaddeus told you, and Thaddeus only knew what he read in a research journal at one time, like 5 years ago.
Well, we could go into like or buy a paracritter organ of some sort. I mean, there's
Yeah.
paracritters in
Get some from Amazon
the
Prime.
forest in the
Just
middle
go
of
hunting,
Seattle.
you
What's it
guys.
called?
Just go
You
hunt
say,
it
like-
yourself.
Instead of doing it,
Council
how about-
Island or something.
Can we just Google him first?
Council Island is the embassy owned by the Salish Sadea Council. And they do keep paracritters on it, but it's their territory, if you know what I mean.
Wait, are they the elves, the Salish?
No, they're
No.
the Native
Amer-
American
Americans.
Council dudes. Yeah, like the ones you found
Yeah.
on the way to the cemetery shite.
Yeah, we're cool.
So we're
with
gonna
them.
like
They'll let
mail
us have,
him like
magic beer.
Sasquatch vocal cords or something.
You
I
blow
love it.
across them, and all you hear is the sound of someone
We
saying,
find Big Jazz's parents,
"Big
kill them,
Jazz."
Oh God.
and that's how he became
Big
a
Jazz doesn't
a
know his
Shadowrunner.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be meta as fuck, wouldn't it?
Lucky Sasquatch foot.
So what's the plan,
Well, I mean,
guys?
it doesn't need to be anything this complicated, to be honest. This is just getting eyes into the building, not even the lab at this point. It's just we need to find someone who text can properly imitate.
Well, if you're
With
just
the
getting eyes
random access.
into the building, why not fly spy eyes into the building?
I just worry because they've got a private security company that they might have and it. I think Warren said they had decent Matrix
Okay, well
presence.
from the blueprints, you do know that it's obvious it's essentially a subterranean laboratory / bunker, right? It's got to get airflow from somewhere. So you can tell, like, I mean, obviously, like, the interior of the laboratory is, like, completely classified and you can't see anything. But you can see from the office, which is public, that there are numerous large sort of air shafts, which are pumped by, like, fans, which basically consistently pump, fresh air down into the laboratory. So it might be possible to send one of his fly spies down one of these, sort of, airflow vents, and hope it doesn't get chopped to pieces by, like, the giant fans, and maybe it could get into the lab. Like, that's a possibility.